Good morning. Do you want to know a fun game that me and my heating are playing at the moment? We're playing a game of, my heating gives me two options. Option one is, do you want every single radiator in the entire house, including your underfloor heating, to be on max? Absolute full max, can't turn it down, it's hot. Or option two, off. Option two, not a single radiator in the whole house is on. They're the only two options that my heating is letting me have at the moment. So I'm kind of playing, you know when people do sauna and then cold plunge, or cold plunge and then sauna for their health or whatever they do that for, I'm kind of playing that. That's how we're living at the moment. And today we are in cold plunge mode. So I've got my huge tracksuit on, but my coffee machine is back. My coffee machine is finally back. That makes getting out of bed in the morning feel worth it. So it's not all bad, but anyway, good morning. It's very, very dull. We always have to start with the weather forecast, don't we, with me? That's something that I do every single week. I don't know whether that's the Brit in me, or I think it might just be honestly because I always put my camera here in the same place every single morning, and I'm looking straight out at the weather, but it's a very, very dull, gloomy day. It really feels like we're in October now. I actually went to Pilates last night for the first time there, in, I don't know whether it's 2 or 3 months, but it's a long time since I've done, well, any exercise really, other than walk the dog, which is not a good thing. And I actually realised last night that it's really important, which I know we all know, but I just felt, it was a really nice class because I did a 6 o'clock class, and the point I was making was it was actually getting dark throughout my class, and when I came out it was really dark, but it meant there was just a certain like coziness to the class, and she was playing really lovely calming music, and it just felt really good to actually be doing something for myself, because I feel like I've not really been prioritizing me for a while. I think I've been prioritizing work, I've been prioritizing, you know, social things and commitments that I have and trying to get it all done, but I don't feel like I've been eating very well. I don't feel, well, I know I don't have to feel, I know I haven't been exercising. And even this past week, I haven't even been reading. I've been on my phone too much. And anyway, that's such a tangent, but it just felt really good last night to go to Pilates and do something for myself. So if you have got into a similar little bit of a rut, then this is me telling you to do something for yourself today. Make sure that you prioritize that, because otherwise everything else kind of slips, doesn't it? But that was a very long way of telling you that, yeah, when I came out of Pilates last night, it was dark, and I went to the supermarket and I got to have my first dark supermarket trip of the season. And I just thought we really are in the thick of autumn now. It's almost feeling, dare I say it, like slightly wintry. Because I was thinking last night, I was quite surprised when it was really quite dark at 7, but I feel like Halloween obviously is at the end of the month. And I don't know if I'm imagining this, but don't the children go out and do the trick-or-treating at like 5, 6 o'clock, and it's definitely pitch black by then. So the days, it always feels like the days get shorter quicker than they get longer. I don't know, that's obviously not true. That can't be a fact, right? It has to happen at the same rate. But yeah, anyway, it's very cozy. I'm using my pumpkin mug. I'm getting all of the use from this because your days are numbered, because November to me feels festive. November feels like a safe space to start talking about Christmas, to soft launch Christmas in November. So I'll get my more Christmassy mugs and things like that out. I don't know what's going on with me this morning. I feel like I've been on about 12 tangents already, when the point that I actually wanted to make was, if you saw the end of last week's vlog, I was saying that I was ending last week's vlog and starting this week's vlog, so this vlog, at the same time, and I was obviously about to go for my weekend with my friend Ella, which is what I did this past weekend. So the reason why I'm here back in my kitchen starting this vlog rather than in the car where I left off last week is because I was very silly, and because the footage, obviously I was in the same place, wearing the same, I mean it was all filmed at the same time, I deleted all of it when I had finished last week's vlog. I obviously just completely forgot. So I deleted the intro to this vlog. So I thought I'd come on, say good morning, explain that, intro the vlog, and then what I'm going to do, we're spending the next few days together anyway, but I'm going to pop in now the footage that I got from my weekend with Ella. I didn't get too much. I really tried my best, but I'm really not very good really not very good at filming around other people, and just remembering to film when I'm busy and like talking and things like that. But I did get little bits and pieces from everything that we did. So it's a nice summary basically of our girls' weekend. So I thought I'll pop that in now, bring you up to speed, get us all on the same page, and then we can properly have a bit of a catch up and I'll tell you what we're up to for the next couple of days. Everybody always talks about these. Are they good? You must have had them before. We just got into the room. Ella's here. Say hello, everybody. I'll show you from the outside, but it's a little piglet. So it's got this curved roof and it's very cozy in here. Over here is just the bathroom, shower and all of that stuff. But it's very cozy. So I think, what's the plan, Elle?
Do we get on the bikes?
Yeah.
Just
got ready for dinner. We're going to go and have a drink and then we'll have dinner. But I thought I would show you what we're wearing. I'm actually wearing Ella's cardigan. It's like a big wraparound black cardigan from Massimo, and then it ties with this leather belt, which is really cool. And then I've got jeans, and then as always, my same boots that I wear all the time.
360 cashmere jumper.
Yeah,
our
gorgeous.
Trusty mint velvet vest. Massimo corduroys.
They're really nice. These are like a really dark chocolate brown. The lighting in here is a bit dark, but they're really nice.
Bag.
And my bag. And I'm wearing your bag. Where is your bag? Where have I? Okay, it's there. So we've got matching handbags. Did we buy these at the same time? I don't actually think we did, which is... I like your... We're going to go and get ourselves a drink now. We're both going to get an espresso martini because we both had a long day. Ella's had a really long drive, so we just feel like an espresso martini starts the evening on the right note. And then I think we're going to go to Pen Yen for dinner, which is kind of sushi. It's kind of sushi vibes, isn't it, Elle?
Yeah.
Japanese, that's it. And that's the plan. I don't know what else we're doing, but I'll bring you along. Okay, I've come upstairs to get dressed because I need to put some adult clothes on because I want to go out this afternoon, but I thought I would tell you what we're up to over the next couple of days because I've actually got a really chilled end to the week this week because everything this week has been cancelled. Everybody is ill. Everyone around me, or just everybody seems to be ill. Loads of people I know personally are not feeling very well, and then work things just are being cancelled and rescheduled all over the place because everyone is ill. And I really hate to mention the C word because I know we're all sick of hearing it, catching it, having it, hearing about this new strain. But I actually did have a bit of a revelation the other day because I heard someone talking about this new strain of COVID, and apparently one of the main symptoms of the new strain is losing your voice. So it's kind of got me thinking I probably had COVID when I was really poorly. You know, when I lost my voice, I honestly think it was nearly a month ago now. although it still isn't completely right. So this is it. This is what I've been thinking recently. My voice is definitely not completely right yet. I can hear it all the time, and especially when I edit these videos back, and just in everyday conversation, it kind of doesn't sound fully. It always sounds a bit like I might be losing my voice, so that's really strange. Also, I've been feeling really tired. And do you remember I was saying a few weeks ago that my period was late? Well, it actually ended up being 2 full weeks late. I've had my period now, so that's all fine. But I've literally never ever been late on my period ever before in my entire life. Maybe a day or two, maybe. But even that's really rare. And your cycle not being quite right is another symptom of COVID. So I'm pretty sure I must have had this new strain of COVID without realising, because no one was really talking about it a month ago, whereas now I feel like I see it online and everyone's talking about it and everyone is ill. So is that the same way you are? Wherever in the country or wherever in the world you are, is everybody also ill? Because it really feels like that here. But anyway, my point was, as a result, lots of things that I was meant to be doing this week have actually been rescheduled or cancelled. So I've ended up with a couple of really chilled days at the end of the week, which is so nice. So I thought we would do some of the things. So autumn, I have this sense that autumn and just October are just going to run away with me. And before we know it, we'll be into November. And like I was saying this morning, that always feels a lot more festive to me. That feels more Christmas. Once we get past Halloween, you kind of feel like you can talk about Christmas and think about Christmas. So before October is over in the blink of an eye, I really want to make sure I've been to all of my favourite places to go in the autumn and just all my favourite shops and little villages and that sort of thing. So that's what we're going to do for the next couple of days. So today I want to go to Barford Garden Centre this afternoon because I've not been there for months and I've not seen what they've done for autumn, and I know that they go really big for Christmas. So before we know it, they'll have all their Christmas bits in if they don't already. They honestly might already have, I don't know, we're only at the start of October. But I want to go there, and then I think I might meet my mum at the pub and just have a drink with her, and then we're going to come home, just have a fire and watch something cosy on TV. And then tomorrow I've got a couple of things on that take me over more towards like Chipping Campden, Broadway direction. So I thought we'll do some or all of that tomorrow and just wander around some pretty villages and towns and go to a few little shops and just, yeah, I guess just enjoy having a couple of days where I don't have too much that I have to do or too many places that I have to be. So that's kind of the plan for the next couple of days. We're going to be out and about a bit, but also we're going to be home a lot of it too. So we'll just do baking, cooking, all of that sort of thing. And that has just reminded me, I keep meaning to tell you that, you know, last week I obviously showed you my new bed covers, these ones, and then my pajamas that I was wearing for basically the whole vlog last week. And I have been wearing non-stop. I feel like I need to get another pair because when they go in the wash I feel lost without them. But yeah, my pajamas and my bedding from last week, this bedding, the one that's on my bed, the brand that they're all from, saw me talking about them and messaged me saying that they would set up a discount code for us. It's not a paid ad or anything like that. They just saw me obviously talking about it and talking about how much I love the bedding and my pajamas, and yeah, they've given us a code, so I will make sure I put that in my description, and then I'll just link the bedding again and link my pajamas again. I know the pajamas did actually go out of stock, so hopefully they're back, or I don't know, but hopefully they're back. I'll link them anyway and you can just keep an eye on there. But I just wanted to make sure that I remembered to share that with you because I know all of us loved my pajamas and the bedding from last week. But I think that is about it. So like I said, I'm going to go put some adult clothes on and then we can head over to Barford Garden Centre. They already have Christmas in. I didn't think they'd have it in quite this soon. I'm not going to spend too long in here because obviously we'll come and do a full vlog a little bit closer to Christmas, maybe in November at some point. But if you are visiting before Christmas, you might be happy to know they already have all of their Christmas stock in. It's so tempting to start having like around making myself leave, but 1st of November we'll be back. These are so gorgeous. They are little gift boxes. I love that their houses, they're so cute, and they've got Bramley products inside, and they have this greenhouse version. They are gorgeous. You know what? Josie would absolutely love this. I said we wouldn't talk about Christmas, and here I am talking about Christmas, but if you are looking for little sort of stocking fillers, This is one of my favourite brands. I think I always talk about them, but these plum and ashby candles smell so strong. It's such a beautiful brand, and I guess this is wintry, it's not just Christmassy. The same with this one actually, cedarwood and pine needles, really woody and not too Christmassy. And then this one, dried orange and cinnamon bark, is just Christmas in a candle. It smells so citrusy and it's gorgeous. These are great dog bags, really great dog bags. They've got them in this dark chocolate brown and then also in this sort of beigey colour. This is my absolute favourite pesto brand, but I've never seen this one before. Pistachio pesto sounds delicious. And then they also have this tomato and almond pesto, equally so good. These are all the ones that I usually show you because they only use olive oil, is that brand. And they have this wild fennel tomato pesto, which is delicious. And then they also have, oh here it is, a black kale pesto and just a raw basil pesto. They've got a tomato basil pesto as well, and they're all unbelievably good. They've also already switched over to their huge chocolate selection, which again I'll come in and show you properly when we do the November trip. But I might have a quick look at the advent calendars actually in case they sell out. No, we're not going to do any shouting. I've just come home to this, which I think is a delivery from Kenny. Every now and then he'll just send me something for the house. And obviously he doesn't want me to be cold, so he sent me logs for the fire, which is actually really thoughtful and really sweet of him. Okay, we're back home. I've got a lot of hair going on because it's humid outside. But we're home. I'm going to start cooking some dinner in a minute. The pub was really nice. They actually have rooms there that you can stay in, which brings me on to talk about probably one of the questions I get most, especially, well, actually, I guess all year round, but especially this time of year with like really gorgeous autumny staycations on everyone's mind, is where to stay when you come and visit the Cotswolds. I personally feel like there's not a better time to visit the Cotswolds than the autumn or Christmas. I mean, summer's lovely too, but it's obviously much busier here in the summer. But like a cozy autumn trip to the Cotswolds, the pubs, the really crisp autumn walks, it's all really beautiful. But in terms of where to stay, the place that we always start when we're booking all of our trips, whether it's kind of staycations in the UK or whether we're going abroad, we always use hotels.com just because we've always found they've got the best availability, they've got the best selection, they've got like the best savings, and I always just think it's a really good place to start. And I'm actually working with hotels.com on this part of the video because they have just introduced the Save Your Way feature for hotels.com members, which gives you so much flexibility on your member price discounts. You can basically now choose to either save money instantly on the booking that you're currently making, or you could bank up that saving and use it to save on a future trip. So let me give you an example. Well, let's say that you're somebody that travels a lot for work. You're currently booking a room that's £200 and you're eligible for a £20 member price discount. You could either use that on the booking that that you're currently making, or save that £20 and use it on a future trip, let's say to the Cotswolds for the weekend, or you could save it up for the summer when the prices are higher. So you're still getting the really great prices that hotels.com has always had, but now with the Save Your Way feature, you can just make your money go that little bit further. It's completely free to become a member, and then you can start collecting your rewards with Save Your Way. Kenny and I have always been members because, like I said, we use hotels.com for all of our travel, so I know that he's going to love this extra new feature in there. What I'm going to do is I will pop a link in my description so that you can go ahead and sign up and become a member on hotels.com, and then I will also link some of the hotels that I think are really lovely in the Cotswolds and just give you a few ideas of sort of where to start and just some places that I would recommend. And obviously all of them will be on hotels.com, so hopefully when you become a member you'll be able to use the Save Your Way feature on those bookings as well. I just think it always sweetens a trip, doesn't it, if you just feel like you've made a really good saving on the trip too. So I'll do that for you. I'll put all of that in my description. As for now, I'm going to go have a look in my fridge, see what we've got, and then I will come back to you and let you know what we're going to do about dinner. Okay, I've had a little look in the cupboards. I've changed into a big comfy tracksuit, and we're going to make, basically, I'm going to call this a blend between a lasagna soup and kind of just like a Italian minestrone kind of soup. It's pretty much just going to be, you know, the base of tomato soup and tomato sauce that I always make, where I just chop up all my tomatoes and garlic and ideally red pepper, but I don't have any, roast it in the oven, blend it. That's always kind of my base for this. And then today I'm going to just throw in, I'm going to make some crispy chickpeas, I'm going to make some pasta, and I think I've only got spinach, but normally I'd like to put like cavallonero or kale or something in this as well, but we're kind of working with limited options. So it's going to be a really hearty, warming kind of dinner, and actually really pretty easy and simple to make. And I just think you really can't beat a soup when it's cold outside. There's just something so comforting, and obviously if you put pasta in, it's also really filling. So I'm going to make that, I'm going to light the fire, and then I'm going to just spend the evening in front of the TV. But I'll make it with you, of course. So let me show you what goes into it. Okay, so I've got my tomatoes, I've got garlic, I've got some pasta. This is just organic whole wheat ancient grain pasta, and it's in kind of like, I don't know, shell crossed with rigatoni kind of shape. I've got my chickpeas, I have got seasoning, salt, pepper, chili flakes. I've got a stock cube, so I probably don't need much salt actually, because the stock cube always has that in. I have some spinach over here, and I would love a red pepper. I would really love to put red pepper in with the tomatoes, but I don't have one. So I am basically just going to put the pasta on to boil, put that to one side. At the same time, I will chop up my tomatoes and prepare my garlic, put it all in a tray, roast that in the oven, and then once the tomatoes are roasted and ready to be blended, it all comes together really quite quickly. And I'll also make my chickpeas a bit crispy in the pan as well before I put them in. I think that's it, but as always, I'll just keep you posted as we go. Little bit of celery salt, black pepper, and just a little bit of smoked paprika. Okay, chickpeas are done and I put them to one side. Pasta is done. I just need to pop all of the tomatoes and the garlic back into the same pan. Don't worry about cleaning it because it will all just add to the flavour, because that's just the paprika from the chickpeas. And then if you just do my little garlic, well, it's not my garlic trick, everybody does this, and then pop that in the middle, and then we need some olive oil drizzled over. I'm always generous with olive oil. And then I'm just going to put a centimetre or so of water in the bottom to make sure it doesn't stick. And I'm actually just going to chop my stock cube up to little pieces and throw it in now. Don't see what harm that could do. Throw it into the water and it will just dissolve. So this goes into the oven now for about 40 minutes. But then when it comes out, we just have to blend it, throw everything back in. I'll add some spinach in and dinner's done. So it's a pretty easy dinner. I'm gonna pop this in the oven now. Okay, I blended it up, so I'm just gonna add the pasta in. And then I'm gonna add the chickpeas in. Give it a mix. Add in all the spinach. This could also be cavallonero, it could be kale, just whatever you've got really. But I was a bit low on green veg. And then I'm just gonna pop this on the heat for a couple of seconds just to wilt down the spinach and warm it all back up because I added in some extra liquid, and then we're good to go. I'm so excited to eat this. You just cannot go wrong with a really gorgeous garlicky tomato soup, and then adding pasta in is just the best. It's so good. A little bit of black pepper, a few pumpkin seeds. We're good to go. We need to do the taste test that we do every week. I almost wet my mouth, that's very hot, but it's so good. It's really, really garlicky today, which I love. I tell you what, I am one tired girl. The soup was really good. The soup's all gone. It was delicious, but I did actually mess up a couple of things, I think, because I'm so tired. So, firstly, the chickpeas you should add at the end because we made them crispy. So if you add them in, obviously they will just not be crispy. I can't even get my sentences out, but you know what I mean. So add the chickpeas right at the end as more of like a topping on the soup, and then they'll stay crispy. And also, I should have put the pasta in my bowl and put the soup on top of my pasta and kept the pasta separate, because now tomorrow when I come to finish my soup, obviously the pasta will be overcooked because it will have stayed in the soup and absorbed all of that. So there's a couple of tips if you do make it. But what I was going to say is I obviously haven't done my book of the week this week, and the reason for that is because I just haven't been having a chance to read really, or I've not been prioritising. I feel like you can always find time to read, but I've not been making it a priority as much as I would have liked to have been doing. Am I making any sense? So I didn't want to get another book and then just get really behind, because obviously the closer we get to Christmas, the more I want the books to be a little bit more kind of Christmassy. But I have been watching TV, so I thought I'd tell you a couple of things that I've been watching, and also just a couple of things that I feel like are good to watch around this time of year. Some of them are so obvious, like Harry Potter, Twilight. I'm not even going to say Gilmore Girls because it's just so overdone, but they're obvious ones. But what I'm currently watching is Slow Horses, which is on Apple TV. There's a few seasons of that. It's not particularly autumnal, but it's got a dark feel to it. So it feels like something you'd watch in the winter, and I think it's really, really good. So that's on Apple TV. And then similarly, I've not watched it yet, but I've seen on Netflix this Guinness series. A series, or is it a film? It's something about the Guinness family, and that looks to me to be like a similar kind of mood and atmosphere and vibe as Peaky Blinders, which is honestly my favourite series of all time. If you haven't, for some reason, somehow watched Peaky Blinders, then could not recommend that more. And that's a very moody, atmospheric kind of programme, so good for autumn, winter. I'm trying to think what else I'd recommend for this time of year. I've just basically been watching Twilight. Oh, and honestly, Zoe Suggs' Vlogmas episodes from previous years. That's pretty much all I've been watching. There's obviously classics, the closer we get to Halloween, things like Hocus Pocus. Do you know, I've never actually watched the new Hocus Pocus, so I feel like I'm going to have to do that when we get close to Halloween. And there's loads of like spooky films like that that are really good at that time of year. But you know, the only scary film, like actual, I don't even know if it's a horror, it's probably a thriller, but the only time I've ever watched a scary film, oh, what was that thing that was on Netflix? It wasn't very good, but for some reason I really enjoyed it. What was that? It's called, oh, Watching, The Watch House, the something. Why can't I remember? It's about the people who bought the house and then all the neighbours were quite weird in this American, like suburbs in America. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, put it in the comments, because that's very kind of like Halloween-y, autumny. And although it was pretty rubbish, I watched every episode and actually really enjoyed it. So there's that. But let me know what you're watching and what you'd recommend for this time of year, because I always like to watch something before I go to bed. I'll always put something on my iPad or whatever just to fall asleep to. So let me know what's good at this time of year and what you're watching. But I'm honestly falling asleep. The fire, something about having the fire on and it being so warm in here just makes me so tired, and I actually need to get in the shower because my hair really needs a wash. So I'm gonna head off to bed and I will see you in the morning. Okay, we've just got changed. I'm wearing my new favourite jumper, if you can't tell. I wore this yesterday as well. I am the definition of a person who, I'll get a new favourite jumper, I'll wear it every single day for like a month, and then I'll move on and have a new obsession with a different jumper. I do the same thing with songs. I'll listen to a song literally on repeat. Like when I say on repeat, I'll do the setting where it just plays that one song, and I will listen to it for hours and hours and hours, and then I'll just never be able to listen to it again. I do the same with TV series. I get, what do people call it? Fixation. No, what do people call it? I don't know. You know, online, people call it something. What is the word? That's really going to drive me mad. But anyway, hyperfixation, that's it. I'll do that with TV series as well, and I'll watch so many episodes to the point that I can just never watch it ever again. That's got to be some kind of neurodivergence, I don't know, but that's one thing about me. So this is my new hyperfixation comfort jumper. I absolutely love it. I hate when words like hyperfixation get into, like, they're overused almost on social media, and then you feel really cringe for using what is kind of the right word for what you're trying to describe. Does that make sense? Just when something becomes like so overused on social media, and then I feel like I'm trying to be cool. Anyway, what was my point? My point was I'm dressed, kind of ready for the day. I feel like I'm going through a bit of a phase at the moment of just doing less. I don't know whether maybe you could actually just call it being lazy. I'm not sure. But I haven't been doing my hair recently. I've been wearing hardly any makeup, wearing the same outfit all the time. And there's something about it just feels really good, I guess, just to care less. And that's why I wear my glasses more as well, because anyone who has glasses, it makes me feel like I'm wearing, you know when you wear sunglasses and you feel like you can't see anyone and no one can see you. I have that feeling with glasses, even though obviously you can see straight through them, but they just make me feel like safe and protected from the world. So when I can't be bothered to do my makeup and my hair and all of that stuff, I'll almost always be wearing my glasses. They're like a comfort thing. But again, no idea what I'm on about now, because what I'm actually saying, what are you supposed to be saying? We're about to go out. because there's a couple of things that I need to do this afternoon that are over more in the part of the Cotswolds where I grew up, so over towards kind of Chipping Campden, Broadway, that whole direction. And I don't really get over there much anymore because it's a decent drive from where I am now, the part of the Cotswolds that I live in now. So because I've got to go over there this afternoon to do a couple of things anyway, I thought I'll go over early, have just basically a wander around, have a potter around, see what's new in the shops, see where I can get some lunch. And then, like I said, we've got a couple of things that I need to do while I'm over there, but I'm going to tell you more about that later. So we can have a chat about that when I'm in the car because I kind of need to get moving. Let's get going. I don't know if this means I'm really getting old, but Robert Welsh is where I got all of my really beautiful cutlery from when I moved. And I feel like it's a really gorgeous Christmas present to buy someone a really beautiful full set of cutlery that they'll have for their whole life. So that's a Christmas idea. This shop when I was growing up, Frankie Doodle, just here, this was absolutely iconic. This would be where all of the girls would drag their mums to after school and just buy. They used to sell, it used to be in a different place actually on the high street, and they just used to sell jewellery and all kinds of sparkly things, and it would always be a good day if mum took us to Frankie Doodle. Just come for a bit of a walk down the roads behind the high street, because when I was driving in today it was so beautiful and vibrant down here that I thought I'd just have to come and have a look and show you how pretty it is. I mean, is this not just unbelievably beautiful? I've always thought this house was so beautiful, and the way that they do their hedges. This house has possibly the most beautiful driveway I've ever seen. It's so vibrant. I mean, I've lived in the Cotswolds my entire life and driven past this house I don't know how many times, because I actually went to nursery in Chipping Campden, so I've known this since I was, I don't know, 2, and still, even now, houses like this make me feel like I live in a fairy tale. okay, I'm going to go and get myself some lunch. I think I'm going to go to a place called Dormy House. I went there recently with Josie actually, and we had such a good soup there, and I'm really in the mood for just like a big warm bowl of soup. So I'm going to stop there and get some lunch, and then where we're going to next. So I was introduced through a mutual friend to a lady called Amanda, and Amanda is a Cotswold based ceramicist, and she makes these really beautiful kind of really unique pieces of art really, and they're all really inspired by the countryside around us. So she'll use sort of different things that she sees and finds in nature as inspiration for the pieces that she creates, and she makes everything from vases and bowls to things like really intricate, beautiful mushrooms that she's been inspired by, mushrooms that she's kind of foraged and that sort of thing. And it's all very natural, all very inspired by nature, very earthy tones. And I know that she had a collection at Dalesford at one stage. Anyway, she very kindly invited me down to her studio. I'm pretty sure her studio is in her garden at home. And I just thought it would be really lovely to go down, see where she works. I've seen pictures of her studio and it just looks so beautiful and so inspiring. And I just thought we could go along, and I thought I'd take you with me and just show you some of her work. And like I said, just the space that she works in. And I thought that would be something quite different and something quite fun. So that's where we're going now. So I'm going to go grab myself some lunch, and then we will head over and have a little look around Amanda's studio. If it wasn't lunchtime and I didn't have a meeting in a minute, this sounds delicious.
I'm Amanda Coleridge, and I'm a ceramic artist in the Cotswolds. I'm naturally interested in fungi and items that look like they're decaying. So this is in particular stone that I've taken lots and lots of photographs of stones, particularly around the rollrights.
The texture on this is gorgeous.
Oh, well, it's layers and layers of clay, and then layers and layers of glaze. I mean, sometimes they have up to sort of 15 glazes, and I mix all my own glazes. So here you can see you've got the sort of the yellow lichens coming across.
Oh my gosh, that's
and
amazing.
The textures. And this one is more of a sort of coastal stone in a way, because it has a sort of a wet look in places.
Yeah.
And where it's sort of got these extra lichens.
Yeah,
but
that's gorgeous.
I do make, they're based initially on the sort of Cotswold stone. I've done the same with wood, based on Dover's Hill, where there are sort of millions of trees. And I sort of look at the different textures, and I'm working, this is with wild clay that shrinks more than the rest of the clay, so it has this nice texture effect. I've got several books on mushrooms, and I sort of flick through pages and decide on what I like. My favourite one is the shaggy ink cap.
Yeah.
And it starts off life looking a little bit like this.
Yeah.
That's more of a snowy ink cap, and then gradually it expands and opens out, and then the edges turn black, and then the whole thing's called deliquescence. It just sort of melts and drips. And then this is the little tiny brown mats. And funny enough, this was in the garden yesterday, and it was bigger. It's just shriveled up now, but it was just they're really cute.
So this is the real thing?
Yes.
And this is what you made?
Yes.
You really can hardly tell the difference.
Well, when it was fresh yesterday, it was actually that sort of size, so it's quite interesting. I've started playing around with bigger mushrooms as well. So I've got, this was based on a rotting mushroom on Dover's Hill, and which is where I walk every day. And these, I sort of did slightly different, bigger gills. So this actually links to the fungi because I've made bowls that with mycelium. And the whole idea that mycelium it all interlinks together and everything is like a network.
Yeah.
By getting lots of glazes and overlapping them, the technique is such that when they're in the kiln, one glaze over another, if one's on the bottom, one's on the top, even if you swap them over, they'll have a different effect. I have made these cups, I call them versatile cups because you can have them for tea, coffee, hot chocolate. Yeah. I have matcha tea in mine every morning.
Yeah.
But they're also, you could have them as a vase too. So they're all completely individual. And I write my notes on the bottom. And I've said to people when they purchased them in the past, do you want me to sand off the base?
No, that gives them so much character.
Yes,
I love that detail.
Everybody's wanted to keep them.
Yeah.
But it means that I can, so I've got this selection here. And I've done the black ones with white, and there'll be the white ones with some black. And I think you can have them as sets, but they're not no two are the same. Because I love my wood, I get big pieces of bark. In fact, I can show you probably how I with that particular platter.
Oh yeah.
Chunky pieces of wood, and so I'll actually dry the clay over these bits, and actually you can imprint the texture of the wood into the thing. So that you actually get not only an interesting shape, but you get the extra texture.
Yeah, I bet Margot gets lovely long walks because you'll be foraging around for things. Margot's Amanda's dog. She's got a very cute, but it's a basset hound. But yeah.
Well, she certainly gets lots of walks. This is sagafaring, and they're porcelain. So the eggs are porcelain, and they are
gorgeous.
They're burnt in essence in the kiln, in an airtight container, and mixed in this basket here. I've got some natural nesting material. I've got seaweed. I've got avocado skins.
Oh yeah.
Sweet corn skins, all sorts. You wrap all of these bits around the porcelain.
Yeah.
And then put them into a sort of a chamber that's airtight. And then when it goes in the kiln, it all bursts into flame and it's completely combustible, and it's the smoke that gives you these interesting colours, and the avocado and the pinks, and
oh my gosh,
really
that's amazing.
So it's a wonderful technique. Yes, I do covers for each of my books because it's really, really important to take notes on absolutely everything you do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't repeat it. This is inspired by the lake in the garden, and in the middle there you've got the blue glass that I've melted to suggest water.
Yes,
and on the outside you've got these sort of frog spawn type shapes. And from that I had a go at making a barnacle vase. So again, watertight. These are pieces that I've made that are, I would say, sort of kitchenware, stroke tableware. So you can have them for salads or anything. I mean, yes, you could have noodles and whatever you like.
In Amanda's kitchen earlier, all of the plates in the cupboard and things are things that Amanda's made herself.
Yes.
So
this is a set of 6 plates where I was playing around in the same way with the versatile cups there, really, the vessels. Just playing around with different individual. They match in a non-matchy way.
If anybody had seen anything today that we've chatted about that they particularly love, could they send you a message on Instagram? Would that be okay? I'll make sure that I've popped all of Amanda's details in my description box or on the screen or something. This is a bit deja vu from last night, isn't it? I've just been editing the vlog all afternoon, this vlog that you're watching, and then I've been watching Slow Horses, which is what's on in the background. And I wanted to come on to finish the vlog, but also a few things that I keep meaning to say. I've been watching it back. Firstly, I've just gone through and made a bit of a list of places that I would recommend staying if you are coming to the Cotswolds. There's so many really cosy, like really gorgeous places to stay in the list, and lots of them are places that I've stayed myself, so I can definitely vouch for them. So I will make sure that I put a list of them in my description, and remember, because it's completely free, definitely remember to become a member. Remember to become a member. Like I was saying yesterday, Kenny and I have genuinely been members on hotels.com for years because you do just save so much more. So I've linked all of them in my description. I will also make sure that I have popped in all of Amanda's details as well in the description. I'll pop her website there, but I'll also just put her Instagram, because she was saying to me that if you just message her directly and sort of say what you're interested in, she can chat to you about it and just tell you more information. And definitely make sure you mention that you've come from my video as well. And then finally, my pajamas. I just put these pajamas on and I thought I will go and link these pajamas and all my bedding, and I will pop the discount code that I said they've very kindly given us in my description as well. And I feel like that's all the little housekeeping bits that I wanted to remember to tell you. Can you hear my voice? This is what I was saying about my voice just not seeming fully back to normal yet, but I'm sure we'll get there, and I feel fine in myself, which is the main thing. Anyway, I'm going to go and press play on Slow Horses. Would definitely really recommend watching this if you haven't already. It's all set in London as well, and they actually go out to the countryside at one point. So going to go and press play. Thank you so much for spending the last couple of days with me. I hope you have the best week ever. I hope you haven't caught whatever it is that seems to be going around at the moment, and if you have, then hopefully this has given you something to watch. I feel like this is quite a long vlog as well, so hopefully this has given you some entertainment just to sit on the sofa and then go and watch some of the things that we talked about last night as well. But yeah, I hope you have the best week, and I can't wait to catch up with you next weekend. Bye guys.